everyone, welcome back to another Anime Kingdom review. See by the title below, yes, this is on episode 2 of DanMachi Gaiden Sword Oratoria. And man, this episode honestly was a disappointment for me, to be honest. Like, I told you, I didn't love the first episode, but I thought the first episode was a really good start to everything, to the start to the whole season. It did its job. It was an okay episode that did its job in introducing us once again back into the world of DanMachi, introducing us to all the characters in the Loki Familia, showing us our main character with Lefia, showing us a little bit of Eyes, and then of course also, having some pretty cool action here and there, and also have a showing of who the main antagonist is, or a potential main antagonist in this story that obviously will connect to the main story as well. So I actually enjoyed that first episode. It wasn't the best episode I've ever seen. That like literally, I was like, holy shit, I'm so hyped for this season, this series. But it was still a really good episode that did its job. This episode, unfortunately, felt like it was a complete waste of time, had no real like main thing besides like the one part I did like, and this is what I said before in the beginning of, my first review, is that I liked, I'm excited for this story is because it's, when you see those interactions that we see with her and Belle, these kind of connections to the main story, because considering this is a side story that runs alongside the same time as the main story, it's cool to see the different point of views from, instead of, in this scene where Beat was pretty much, being a dick, being drunk and stuff, we see it from Eyes' point of view, from the rest of the Loki Familia's point of view, from Lefia's point of view, when Belle ends up running out and everything, That's pretty interesting, and I can't wait. That's one of the things I'm excited for, is to see more of those connections, to see more of those kind of things. Like we saw in this one, Eyes kind of, we see her go and find Belle later on in the main story, but in this one we see her kind of worried and kind of wanting to go and apologize to him because she feels bad and everything, and you see her kind of, her character, she's a kurere, This is why it's kind of hard for them to make her a main character. It's fine if she's a side character, especially considering, she is, we're seeing that she has some growth from here in the first episode. Not a lot, but it's slowly getting there, She has her problems, being Belle, and, there's numerous other ones that will help develop her character more and more, and, have her come out of her shell more and more. So by the end of the season, we'll see her a lot different than what we saw her in the first one and everything, and that's numerous things, considering we have, like, for instance, Lefia, the whole thing with the higher up saying that it's a good thing to have someone that looks up to you and chasing after you, because that'll help change her as well. And also there's Belle that also helps her change as well. So it's really interesting to see those kind of things. I do like Eyes' character, and I do like seeing that this will help us slowly see more of a change with her, from how she is kind of just a static first character in the beginning, to her changing going towards the end. And I do like that, and that's why I'm okay with her being being a side character, not a main character, because maybe in the very end of the season we will see elements of her being the main character, but that's why they brought in Lefia. But the problem with that is I am not liking Lefia's character at all. At the moment, she's kind of just giving me off like this kind of fangirl, Yuri Fantasies kind of character. She has no, pretty much, like, she has no, like, I don't know what, like, there's nothing I like about her right now. That's what I'm pretty much going for. She's kind of just irritating. She's just like, oh my gosh, I'm in love with, Eyes, kind of. I want to help her. I want to do this. I want to do that. Maybe we should help her with this. It's nothing, any redeeming qualities in my opinion. Sure, if you're looking at the fact that she's kind of, klutzy and cute sometimes, yeah, okay, I get it. But that's not what I'm looking for in a main character. And that's why I feel it's kind of weird to have her as the main character, and her and Eyes as main characters, because I don't like Lefia's character yet. Maybe, like I said, it'll take time to change for her, and she'll grow on us and be better. But the problem with that is that means we don't have a main character. With you can either have Eyes growing and developing more into main character, or you can have Lefia start off as a main character and then slowly transition to Eyes. That would be fine. But instead you have two characters that are kind of not main characters yet, and you have a story that just doesn't like has no. The second episode literally had no meaning besides fan service all over the place. And you know me, if you've seen my reviews, I love fan service, but the fan service in this one is just like, hey, throw some fan service there, throw some fan service there, throw some fan service there. It's just meaningless fan service, and it just adds nothing to the plot whatsoever. So like we went from the first episode, and like I said, it had an interesting thing. The beginning of this episode did show like the antagonist there, but I didn't really get anything from it. It was kind of the same thing that we got at the ending of the first episode. So I'm like over here like, okay, so we're just gonna have an episode pretty much that's like a filler practically, except for the fact that yes, Lefia tries to help Aiz, make her feel better after kind of obviously you can see that she's feeling down and everything for numerous other reasons. And you do see that that does help Aiz out a little. But other than that, the fan service and the rest of the plot in this episode was like literally nowhere. The one part of the fan service that I actually did enjoy as well, because a lot of the fan service was just like, okay, you're just gonna throw that in. Oh, okay. It was funny when you see Loki going around and she's like kind of being a pervert to all of them. That is funny, but like having the first time her jumping on Lefia, it was funny. For some reason, after the ending, they throw in another scene. Usually, that's the kind of thing where it's like, holy shit, I can't believe they threw that in after. Instead, it's just like, yeah, she jumps on, Lefia again, and I guess you can say that there was kind of development because, Aiz is like, sorry, like, don't say sorry here, help me. It was kind of funny, but it made no sense. The only fan service that I liked in this one was when, Aiz ends up dressing up as Hestia, because come on, that's pretty funny, honestly. I was like, oh, yeah, okay, you would put that in, wouldn't you? That was the one part of the dressing outfits that I actually was like, okay, but the rest of it was like, let's throw a maid outfit on her, let's throw this on her, let's throw this on her, let's go shopping, I don't know. It really added nothing to the plot, and it really made it feel like mostly a filler episode with some things that, for instance, like I said, the thing with Belle, it was interesting. The thing with, seeing Aiz's development is interesting. Seeing a little bit of Lefia trying to help her out is interesting, but most of it was kind of just like, oh my gosh, I just want to help Aiz, I just want to help Aiz. Like, oh, it's getting really irritating, and she's not a main character. That's the problem for me. She's not a main character, and at the moment, Aiz is not a main character. You cannot have the episode, the series starting with two people that have the potential to maybe grow into main characters, but at the moment are not, because then you have a story with no main character pretty much. And so far, this episode, I don't know, it does not give me high hopes for the rest of the season. Like I said, maybe it'll get better. Like I said, I'm still excited for the whole thing with the connections between this and the main story. And maybe when they actually show the main, the plot of this story and not just fan service everywhere, then maybe the story will get better. But remember, there's only 12 episodes. There's only so much you can do. So hopefully they don't waste it on a shitload of this fan service filler episodes. Like I said, I do like fan service, but the fan service in this one just felt like they just threw it all in here just to throw it all in there. It really had no meaning whatsoever behind it, besides maybe, making it so Aiz isn't feel as down, and they could have shortened that to a lot less. Okay, they don't need to do as much as they did in this, but overall, that's really all I gotta say. The opening as well, like, it's not the worst opening. I didn't care too much for the song. It was okay, and the visuals was also pretty awesome. It was cool to see like them throwing Belle and Hestia in there as well, and some of those moments. So that it's not all about the Loki familiarity. We are seeing parts of the main story in there as well. So that's cool, but yeah, overall, not the best opening, but it's an okay opening. It's not that bad. It's, I did enjoy the song a little bit, not the best, and I did enjoy the visuals, not the best, but still, it was an okay opening. But so far, this episode does not give me high hopes for the rest of the season. Hopefully, it does get better, because, I want this to do good. I do like Aiz's character, and I want it to do better, and I also want, if this does good, then hopefully there will be a second season to the main story of DanMachi. But at this moment, it's not looking good, but like I said, we just gotta wait and see for these next episodes. But yeah, that's all I gotta say, guys. Hope you enjoyed this Anime Kingdom review. If you have any questions, feel free to comment below. If there's anything I missed and you want to talk about, comment below as well. And if you did enjoy it, leave a like. If you haven't already, feel free to subscribe for more content. Until next time, guys, see ya.